Borzou Daragahi, who's an international correspondent for the UK's independent newspapers. Great to have you on the show. First of all, your first raw thoughts when you heard about this death.
Well, I mean, I didn't know James personally that well. We've run into each other a couple times, but I really knew his spouse and his ex-spouse, and I knew his children. They used to play with my child, and so it was just, profound sadness over the death of someone who was, kind of connected to my community here in Istanbul. But also beyond that, I think that what the organization was doing was really one of the decent things that was going on in Syria. You had Russia and the Syrian regime accuse this organization of being a front for jihadis, when in actuality, they were actually taking fighters in the Syrian conflict and training them to put down their weapons and training them to become aid workers and rescue workers instead of fighters. So it was quite the opposite of what some people accuse this organization of being.
And what do you make of those accusations?
I mean, just from what I know, based on the information that I have, and the what is it now, 8 years that I've been covering the Syrian conflict from all the countries around it and watching it and so on, I think they're outrageous propaganda against a decent man and one of the few organizations in the Syria conflict that is doing something positive and something decent and trying to help people who are in trouble and actively engaged in the conflict zone instead of political posturing and making propaganda. I think it's pure 100% propaganda.
And the work of the white helmets has saved the lives of so many Syrian civilians. They bridged a very important gap. How would you describe their work and the legacy left by James?
Well, hopefully the work will continue. I mean, hopefully it won't continue because the Syria conflict will come to some sort of decent end, and there won't need to be young men who risk their lives in a war zone to pull babies that have been stuck in the rubble because of bombs that are falling on clinics and homes and schools and so on. But, as long as this conflict continues, it'd probably be better for organizations to continue its work and save lives and give an example for all of us of real bravery more than anything. Young men, some of whom are from very disadvantaged working class backgrounds, others of whom maybe were combatants, being retrofitted to becoming, helpers and aid workers and medics.
And Borzou, I just want to ask you, one last question. There is an investigation right now. Turkish media are saying that it is believed that James fell from his balcony. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, I'm just going to be really cautious and wait for the family. So far, the family hasn't made any accusations of foul play. We'll leave it at that.
All right. And on that note, thank you very much indeed for your time and appreciate it so much. I'm sorry for the loss of your friend. Thank you.